Hi guys, it's Lydia with Amethyst Ink Bookstore from Lawton, Oklahoma, and we are opening up our Moonlit Pages podcast. And I have guest author here, Julie Caldwell. Hi, Julie. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. The bookstore life, it's chaotic. Never a dull
As is
moment.
the author life.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, I know. So today you will be discussing your books because I know that you'll be joining us here in store shortly on Saturday. Are you just so excited?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about your books. I don't have, unfortunately, we ran out of your books here in store, so I don't have any copies. But I mean, that's not a bad problem to have, right?
True, very true. I actually do have, if I can reach around my mic here, my books.
Yay. Okay, cool.
So,
Like, awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself then. We'll get started with that.
so my name is Julie Caldwell. I am an award-winning, best-selling young adult author. My debut novel of Witches and Ruin came out in July of 2023. Almost 3 years ago. And my newest book, Secret of the Acolytes, came out September of last year. And it is a young adult dark academia fantasy following 16-year-old Ophelia Allen as she is transferred to a prestigious New England boarding school, Ravens Cove Academy, and is then thrust into a world of demonic mayhem following her best friend's unaliving.
Oh, okay, okay. That definitely sounds like a jaw dropper. I catch it.
Yes.
Very
And
exciting.
yes. And Of Witches in Ruin is a young adult urban fantasy. It has a sequel of War and Magic. Of Witches in Ruin follows 16-year-old Ebony Amberwood as she gets banished from her homeworld and has to learn how to live in our world. She and her two human best friends then go on an adventure to stop an unknowable force from destroying both worlds.
So, and that is one of the two books in that series, right?
Yes, so it is a duology. Of Witches in Ruin is the first book, and of War and Magic is the second.
What was your inspiration for writing those books?
My inspiration for writing Of Witches in Ruin was really I wanted to write a young adult fantasy novel with a strong female character. And so my inspiration was just to have her be like this tough, teenage girl, but also like kind of insecure and then come into her own. So that was my inspiration. I normally start with a character and then I put them into a plot.
Okay. So, have you been writing like for a really, really long time and you just decided to publish, or how did that come?
Yeah, I've been writing since I was a kid, actually. Um, Mostly I was writing poems as a kid, and then it got into stories and novels. Um, I was doing NaNoWriMo since 2012, and in 2020, I decided to do NaNoWriMo again because I had never, ever completed the challenge. And I said to myself, like, you are going to complete this no matter what. And I did. And then I published it. I decided to get serious about publishing it in late 2022.
Okay, okay. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah, so like I can kind of relate. I'd say I was a weird kid in school. So like I much rather sit by myself writing like in a diary, like, little poems to myself and obviously I didn't much grow out of that, but I can see where that passion comes from essentially. So that's really cool. Yeah. Do you see yourself in any of your characters?
Mostly I see what I wish I was as a 15, 16-year-old kid. Um, I was most definitely that shy, weird kid in school and didn't really stick up for myself a whole lot. And I wanted my characters to be outspoken and kind of just like in their own space. I don't really like to self insert. Um, but I also want kids to know that they are stronger and more resilient than they know, which is what I really wish someone had taught me when I was a kid.
Yeah, yeah, I can relate. And I feel like books play such an important role in who I am today. And because of those little subtle things that authors give you in their books, it plays such an important role in the development of children. And that's why we're trying to, bring literature back to these areas that didn't have a bookstore for so long. And now we're kind of coming back in here and having authors like yourself come and visit and play that key role and put those messages in your books is just so important. I think that is really cool.
Yeah, thank you. I love that there are more bookstores popping up in just every part of every community. It just warms my heart because, again, like I wish I had so many bookstores to go to when I was a kid. For me, it was, Barnes and Noble and Borders, and that was really all you had.
Yeah, I had Hastings where I was from, and I know Lawton had a Hastings. I'm not sure if the city ever had a Hastings, but we had that. We had Walden Books. I know every time we visited San Antonio, we'd go to Borders, like that two-story, ginormous bookstore. It really did just like ignite that love in bookstores for me. But the indie bookstores, they bring something different to the table, which is really, really important. And I love that it's making space for non-trad independent authors like yourself to have that face there. It's
Yeah.
so exciting. um so what is one of your favorite quotes that you've written in your book that you feel like just sends that message loud and clear?
Yeah, my favorite quote out of all of my books has to be from Secret of the Acolytes. Um, it is Ophelia saying, "Are you two men done making my decisions for me, or do we still need to discuss my dowry?"
Oh gosh, that was just, yeah, that's solid, very solid. I love that so much. She sounds
Yeah,
very spicy.
she is very sassy. She does not like being told what to do. But at the same time, she is in way over her head in this situation that she has just been put in. And, I really wanted to capture that no matter what is being thrown at her, that she still has that tenacity and that ability to stand on her own 2 feet.
That was gnarly, and it kind of sounds like you've created these characters in almost like in a whole being. Like they have their own autonomy, they have their own feelings, they have their own opinions. How do you get into that mindset?
I try and get as much detail about the character down as I possibly can. What they like versus dislike, what kind of music they listen to, what kind of food they like, some details about their background, just kind of trying to flesh them out as people
Mhm.
so I can write them as authentically as possible.
And so, are these different worlds? Are they connected? Like, what are your books kind of?
So, Witches in Ruin and Secret of the Acolytes are two different worlds. They are two completely different series. I do have plans in the future to sort of like write stories branching off in the both worlds, like separately. Um, but right now, they are different series and different worlds.
Oh, that's really cool. And I know that you're planning on writing a second. book or already?
Working on writing. It unfortunately had to have been postponed.
Mm.
Um, I have an autoimmune disorder, so that has been flaring up. Um, so I am working very closely with my editor and just trying to get it out as quickly as possible without diminishing any of the quality.
No, like, and I know your readers are going to appreciate that so much because I see so many people push and push and push for books to come out like so quickly. But I personally feel like a well-written book, you take the time, you take the patience, you take the care to write what your characters deserve, and that is something I could definitely um, appreciate for real.
Exactly. And, being an author with an autoimmune disorder that mostly affects my hands is um, hard, to say the least. So I really want to take that time and give not only my characters the story that they deserve, but give me the time that I need to actually, you know, deal with a lot of this. Because, I have always said my health, and I have actually had to give myself several reality checks about, like, hey, this is your business, this is your baby, but it is still a job and you have a promise to yourself. And so I've been trying to balance both.
Yeah, well, I mean, in today's world, I think balancing is so important. People put so much pressure on the distribution, and I um, I hope everything works out well, and I know things are they will
Oh
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I am very hopeful that it will get, managed soon. I'm working very closely with my medical team, and
So
they're amazing, and so I'm not worried in the slightest.
good, 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 good. Well, I can definitely share that your readers here in London love you. I'm really excited to get the word out about your books, and hopefully, things pick up a little bit more in the podcast as we continue to interview. And of course, it's your birthday, right? On Saturday? Is it
Yes,
on
yes,
Saturday? Oh
it's
my
my
God.
birthday on Saturday. Yes.
Oh wow, I feel special. Maybe I'm gonna get you cake.
Oh,
What's your favorite flavor for science?
chocolate.
Oh, I'm a chocolate girly too. Oh my gosh.
Yes, chocolate, red velvet, which is
Mm.
which is basically just dyed chocolate cake. So
Yeah, it's pretty chocolate. It's like a vampire.
yeah, it's like pretty chocolate.
That's like a pretty chocolate. I love it. Oh man. Well, that's awesome. So, is there anything else you'd like to share with your readers that are watching or listening? Sports.
Just that I am so excited to be coming on Saturday. Yeah, I can't wait. It has been a while since I've been to Amethyst and Ink, and I am really excited to be going back.
I'm excited. It has grown so much since the last time you were here. So I'm like,
Can't wait to
I
see
like
it.
to see the faces. Like, whoa, what happened? Yeah, like as we continue to grow, things are a little slow this summer, but you know what? I'm keeping the faith. I'm keeping the manifestation, and I know things are going to pan out so well. And it definitely helps that authors like yourself are willing to visit and come and just hang out with geeky old little me and this little purple bookstore that exists in Lawton.
And Amethyst and Ink has that just magical quality to it. You were saying earlier that indie bookstores can bring something that chain bookstores can't, and it's that personality, it's that charm. Each one is its own individual entity, and it it is so calming and so magical to walk into a bookstore that just is its own. It's not corporate, you know?
Yes, yeah. And that's what I wanted to get away from corporate, which is why we opened it to begin with. So,
Hmm.
and I think there's something, even myself, I still love to visit other indie bookstores because everyone has like their own personality and
Yeah.
it's something different. And it's like a family community. Like I know that's probably one of the reasons why so many independent authors are so comfortable going to each and every one of us is because like it just connects it in a different way. It's not so much competition as it is support. So I love that.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
I've always viewed being an author as like we lift each other up and not, may the best man win.
Yeah,
Because we're not competitors, we are colleagues.
exactly. Yes. And like no story is the same.
Yeah.
I've read so many rewrites of like say like Hades and Persephone, but every single one of them has a different outlook, a different take, a different something to bring in. Like I just love how you were we can love more than the more versions of the same book. Like it's just something special. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but I guess that is all that I have today. I want to thank you again for coming on here to Moonlit Pages to bring some attention to your amazing books that absolutely deserve all the love. I love the covers. You want to show the covers one more time? Like they're just
Yes.
they're so pretty. Oh my
Thank you
gosh,
so much. I went through a Ukrainian company called Mibble Art Forum, and I absolutely adore them.
they're
They
beautiful.
are such a joy to work with, and they are actually really reasonably priced for covers.
Oh well, now our other authors here who watch this know. I love it. Well, thank you again so much. And y'all be sure to check us out. Come in store to visit Julie Caldwell this Saturday on the 13th of June at 1814 West Court Boulevard in Lawton, Oklahoma. She's going to be hanging out with me, and we're just going to be having a blast like we did last time. It's pretty fun stuff. But, but yeah, I guess we'll see you at the bookstore.
Yeah, thank you. I will see you Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.